May I take it that the Assembly wishes to adopt draft resolution
On September 25, 2015, the General Assembly Hall at United Nations headquarters in New York was filled with great applause. The standing ovation celebrated the unanimous adoption of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and SDGs by all 193 UN member states. SDGs consist of 17 goals related to sustainable development that international society should address toward achievement by 2030.
SDGs は日本を含む世界共通の目標です。社会、環境、経済3つのバランスを重視して明るい未来、持続可能な社会、世界をみんなで前向きに作っていこうというものです。その際には世界でさまざまな状況に置かれている人々を誰一人取り残さないというようにすることが重視されています。JICA は SDGs に積極的に取り組んでいきます。けれども SDGs は JICA だけでは到底達成できません。イノベーションなど新しいことにより多くの方々と共に取り組むパートナーシップですね、これが非常に大切というふうに考えております。またそういうことができるのが SDGs の良いところ、面白いところと考えています。ぜひ一緒にやりましょうとお伝えしたいです。
I'm a JICA staff member, and I work overseas in international cooperation. Do you know about Sustainable Development Goals, known as SDGs? Let's learn about what kind of a world SDGs aspire to achieve.
Hey, Mom! There's a fork in the road.
I wonder which we should take.
Is anything wrong? We want to go on to the future, but we don't know which road to take. I'm walking to a sustainable future. Why don't you join me?
What's sustainable?
Sustainability is when our lifestyles and society, as well as all the living creatures on Earth, can continue as they are into the distant future. For example, if we keep going toward the unsustainable future that this road leads to, there will be conflict, food shortages, and environmental destruction.
I don't want that kind of future.
Neither do I. I don't want to pass on that unsustainable future to our children and future generations. I want us to build a better future, a society and world where people and all of Earth's creatures can live happily.
A sustainable future sounds wonderful.
Is that a school?
Yes, it is. Under the customs of this region, men and women play different roles. In the past, girls weren't allowed to attend school.
What? Girls couldn't go to school?
That's right. So, people worked to eliminate discrimination and inequality, and now both boys and girls alike can go to school and study.
Yay!
In this future, there is no gender discrimination, and everyone can receive an education. No one is left behind. Are they generating wind power around here? Achieving economic growth requires the use of a lot of energy to power things like daily life and factories. But here, people are fighting global warming through green, renewable energy. Of course, there are things that each one of us need to do, too.
Like reducing waste, saving water, and conserving electricity, right?
I do those things.
That's great! I believe that we can change the world if everybody plays their part, no matter how small.
Look, it's a drone. What's it carrying?
It's transporting things like medicine and donated blood.
Wow!
In the past, regions without a sufficient transportation infrastructure couldn't get enough medical supplies. This technology has provided a solution. Now that's certainly innovation. It sure is. A sustainable future will change the world in a big way. That's why partnerships are very important. It includes starting to work with new kinds of people. We could begin by sharing new ideas with people and carrying out discussions to create new groups. Why don't you start by doing things like that?
I think I'll try something too.
You can get on an earth-friendly electric bus from here. Do you want to join me and keep going forward toward this future?
Yes!
The 17 goals of the SDGs provide key ideas that will help us achieve this sustainable future. I believe that we can change the world and build a bright future by taking individual action and applying new ideas. We at JICA will be working to create a bright future through SDG approaches.
In September 2015, there was adoption of SDGs, the United Nations General Assembly. That was a very, very important event in the world of international cooperation each other. JICA has been proposing the concept of human security, in which we are doing a lot of things in education, public health, and then agriculture, and so forth. Therefore, Japan can show the models in those areas.
In September 2016, JICA released a position paper titled Toward Achieving Sustainable Development Goals. The paper described 3 pillars of JICA's cooperation on SDGs. JICA will proactively contribute to the SDGs, accelerating the realization of human security and quality growth. It will play a key role in achieving the 10 goals with its own strengths. It will also ensure development impact by introducing innovations and strengthening partnerships.
What kinds of approaches do we have to implement to achieve the SDGs? JICA is working to achieve SDGs by applying the advantages of Japan's experience and technology and the accumulated experience of JICA to a variety of approaches and partnerships. Let's look at some of the more distinctive and newer examples being implemented by JICA.
Frequently struck by earthquakes, typhoons, and other natural disasters, Japan has extensive experience in disaster risk reduction efforts and builds on that strength in providing support to developing countries. JICA advocates the importance of prior investment in disaster risk reduction rather than responding after a disaster has occurred. If disasters do occur, JICA advocates preparing for future disasters and creating a more disaster-resistant society under its Build Back Better approach. Based on this approach, JICA provides seamless support that includes assisting developing countries in formulating and implementing disaster risk reduction plans, providing emergency relief when disasters strike, and supporting subsequent recovery and reconstruction efforts. In March 2015, the 3rd UN World Conference on Disaster Risk Reduction was held in Sendai, Miyagi Prefecture, Japan. The Sendai Framework for Disaster Risk Reduction, which reflects Japanese knowledge such as prior investment in disaster risk reduction and Build Back Better, was adopted at this conference. Many of the targets of the SDGs also reflect the importance of initiatives to address disasters, and the indicators of the Sendai Framework for Disaster Risk Reduction have been incorporated in the SDGs. In the healthcare field, JICA is engaged in the promotion of universal health coverage, or UHC, that is, access to quality essential healthcare services and access to safe, effective, quality, and affordable essential medicines and vaccines for all. While people's health conditions have improved in recent years, Kenya and other African countries still face a number of pressing issues, including the need to improve maternal mortality rates and expand health coverage to the poor. In August 2015, JICA signed an agreement with the government of Kenya to provide a health sector policy loan for attainment of universal health coverage. The objective is to expand essential healthcare services at the local level.
UHC に関してはやはり国民皆保険というのをもう60年以上実際やっているという国という意味ではやはりここに強みがありますし、他のドナーからの理解というかもうかなり高いですね。日本といえばUHC やってるよねと、日本でも皆保険だよねっていうのはよく言われますね。
In December 2017, JICA, along with the Japanese government, the World Bank, the WHO, UNICEF, and others, organized UHC Forum 2017. This international conference brought together high-level government officials, representatives of international organizations, and other experts. It proclaimed an enhanced commitment to achieve universal health coverage by 2030, which is the SDGs target year.
UHC is one of the 169 SDG targets. Japan made a strong commitment for its inclusion. The Sendai Framework for Disaster Risk Reduction was also incorporated into the SDGs. By using these Japanese strengths and JICA's experience in international cooperation, JICA will continue to be a leader toward achievement of the SDGs. How is each country working to achieve the SDGs agreed to in the international community? To achieve the SDGs, each country should formulate and implement its own plan according to its society, culture, systems, and so on. Based on the trust built with those governments through its many years of international cooperation, JICA is also working to support governments of developing countries in formulating SDG plans.
Indonesia, which has the world's fourth largest population, is achieving stable economic growth. The country is also working toward the SDGs under the leadership of its president. In cooperation with Indonesia's National Development Planning Agency, or Bappenas, responsible for coordinating development plans, JICA is working to provide comprehensive assistance in verifying local indicators for SDGs and in formulating, monitoring, and evaluating central and regional government SDG action plans. Collecting and monitoring statistics on SDG indicators is important for understanding the degree of SDG attainment.
国際社会で決めた SDG という鏡に自分たちを映し込んでどこが足りないのかということをきちんと見るというそういう意味合いが非常にあるというふうに思います。
In addition, JICA believes that segmenting these indicators will make it possible to realize the underlying SDG philosophy of ensuring that no one will be left behind.
指標っていうのは往々にして平均値で国全体で失業率が何%ですとかそれを男女に分けてみる、年齢別にしてみる、それで場所に別にしてみるっていうそういうふうにディコンポーズしていくことによって、どこに、本当の弱者がいるのか政策のターゲットとなる人がどこにいるのかってことが見えてくる。
Meanwhile, in Africa, the Sustainable Development Goals Center for Africa, or SDGCA, was established. Headquartered in Rwanda, this international organization aims to ensure the attainment of SDGs across all 54 countries of Africa.
The center actually is a result of African heads of state vision to take the SDGs in a very compelling way. So the SDGs are very comprehensive, very big agendas, as you know. We witnessed unprecedented leadership and commitment in African leaders to work towards meeting the SDGs. This is, to me, I can say it is really unprecedented. So huge commitment and huge excitement.
JICA is working to support the countries of Africa in achieving the SDGs, including the development of SDGCA action plans.
私たち JICA 日本としてアフリカと対等なパートナーとして長くこれまで付き合って支援をしてきた、それからこれからも支援していくことが鍵じゃないかなというふうに考えています。その SDG の目標に向けてSDG センターと協力しながら一緒に手を取り合って進んでいければというふうに考えております。
The proactive participation of private sector companies is extremely important for achieving the SDGs. JICA collaborates and cooperates in a variety of ways with private sector companies, hoping to offer new ideas that can contribute to achieving the SDGs in developing countries. One such effort began in 2017 when JICA launched its feasibility survey for SDGs business. Now, we will describe one approach by private enterprise to improve sanitary conditions in developing countries. In developing countries, unsanitary conditions are often responsible for the spread of infectious disease, causing many children to fall ill and, in some cases, even lose their lives. One factor behind those conditions is the lack of safe sanitary toilets. Lixil, a Japanese comprehensive living and housing solutions company, developed a simplified toilet that addresses the needs of developing countries.
簡単に言うと、それにこのカウンターウェイト式の蓋を弁をつけてその穴を塞いだっていうことです。で、自動的に閉まると。それで自動的に匂いとハエの侵入等を防ぐと、そういう仕組みになっています。
To create a sustainable business while contributing to improving the lives of the poor, Lixil has contracts with local partners for low-cost production. Today, over 1.2 million of these simple toilets are in use in 15 countries, including Bangladesh and Uganda. With support from JICA's program for disseminating and promoting Japanese private sector technology, Lixil is also working in Kenya to develop and spread an ecological sanitary waterless toilet system. The green toilet system safely disposes human waste and provides a system for recycling as fertilizer, preventing groundwater pollution and improving sanitary conditions.
世界の衛生環境の向上っていうのはですね、やっぱり当社のビジネスの内容にも近いものですし、非常に重要な課題だと見ております。国連の掲げる SDG ゴール6っていうのも安全な水とトイレを全ての人にっていうゴールを抱えていて、その動きに乗って本当に世界中の団体が本当にいろんな努力をしていろんな活動をしているんですけど、 JICA さんをはじめとしたそういう活動をしている方々とタイアップして、そういう人たちとの活動を活性化してですね、これからもっと広範囲な包括的な活動をしていければ、その進展は早いと思います。
JICA's president, the head of our organization, asks Japanese companies to look at the SDGs as a business opportunity. In order to achieve the SDGs, JICA wants to be not only an actor, but also a catalyst. It will do so by partnering with the private sector more than ever. The goals and targets set by the SDGs are matters that everyone, from national and local governments to companies, organizations, and individuals undertake. A wide range of players is involved. Accordingly, each one of them needs to have the right understanding and take action to achieve the SDGs. JICA raises the awareness of SDGs among citizens and children in developing countries and Japan.
Changing our personal lifestyle habits will lead to achieving Goal 12 to ensure sustainable consumption and production patterns. What can be done to promote responsible consumption and production? A member of the Japan Overseas Cooperation Volunteers is working on that very issue in Bohol, an island in the Philippines that is rich in natural beauty. Tagbilaran is the largest city on Bohol. The city generates between 50 and 60 tons of waste per day. Under Philippine law, of that waste, only so-called non-burnable waste and hazardous materials are collected. Individuals sell cardboard and other recyclable waste generated at home to vendors, while efforts are being made in homes and workplaces to turn food waste into compost.
Despite resident involvement in many reusing and recycling activities, still there are some major waste management problems in the city. The traditional and outdated waste management practices have created a big distance between the waste producers, which is the residents, and the cleaners, which is the city government. Now the city faces the problem resulting from this distance.
To address this municipal waste problem, JICA volunteer Chisato Kanno began a project.
今までリサイクルできなかったスーパーのレジ袋をリサイクルするプロジェクトを進めています。リサイクルするにあたって専用のマシンがありまして、そのマシンを使ってスーパーのレジ袋を一度プラスチックシートに加工します。
In the course of her ongoing awareness-building activities, Kanno also placed boxes for collecting plastic waste throughout the city. Today, she is visiting Bohol Public High School to collect plastic waste.
They should be aware, and I told them that it should be start at home because it's very difficult. They're already grown up. So it should start from the young ones, especially at home, not to throw their waste anywhere. So if we don't care our environment now, there might be no world to see tomorrow or no more earth.
Local women work to sort, cut, and press the plastic waste collected from each location, turning it into new plastic sheets. The initiative continues to expand to local schools and community residents.
Makalat ang plastic na pamalikot ang pangayuon na pagtahon. Makalat man pambalibak man.
現地の方たちってゴミ問題が深刻な問題とかリサイクルしなきゃいけないということはみんな頭ではすごい分かっていて、私が特に教える必要はないんですけど、頭で分かってることをどう行動に移したらいいのかとかどうしたらいいのかが分かんない人が結構多いなと思うので、そういう人たちの行動のきっかけとかを作れたらいいかなというふうに考えてます。
Efforts are also underway in Japan to promote greater understanding and public awareness of the SDGs. JICA is working to create opportunities for many people to think about the SDGs in familiar venues, introducing innovative initiatives by private companies, NGOs, and younger generations. Exhibits on SDGs aimed at middle and high school students are also held.
SDGs って聞くとちょっと難しく感じるお客様もいらっしゃるんですけど、本当に私たち身近なことからできることがたくさんあるんだっていうことをちょっと知っていただきたいと思います。まずはですね、世界の現状を知っていただいて、これから自分が何ができるのか、じゃあ世界をより良くしていくために他人事じゃなくて一人一人がどういったアクションを起こしていくかっていうことをですね、考えるきっかけになってもらいたいと思います。
NGOs also play an important role in changing individual awareness.
SDGs ネイルやってます。可愛いから入ってくださって、でネイルをやってる時間の10分15分間ではやっぱりコミュニケーションを取る時間があるので、そこで SDGs の触りを説明したり、どういうことに関心があるのかっていうお話ができる時間も作れるので、一石二鳥かなというふうに思います。
今の社会というのは非常に格差が大きい社会でもあり、また資源の、ある種の無駄遣い、大量消費などによって続かない社会になっている、これを続く社会にする、そして貧困や格差のない社会にしていくということで、これはSDGs が達成されれば多くの人たちにとってプラスの社会になるということは、これは確実かなというふうに思っているわけですね。
The subtitle of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development is Transforming Our World. It aims to create a new world through non-business as usual initiatives. For example, we need to install innovative science and technology, business models, and so forth. At JICA, part of this effort is SAPREPS, which we implement with the JST and AMED. Under this research program, developing countries, together with Japanese universities and research institutes, start addressing global issues. We've also begun supporting innovative initiatives underway in developing countries.
Meanwhile, in Rwanda, which is located in the African interior, ICT technology is being used in social and economic development projects. Rwanda has few natural resources, and many lives were lost in the civil war of the 1990s. That said, in 2000, Rwanda was one of the first to declare itself an ICT-oriented country, and through a policy of promoting domestic and foreign investment, the country has largely recovered from the conflict and achieved high economic growth. Today, the creation of even more innovative, high value-added products and services in Rwanda will require the development of human resources to support the ICT industry. This is why JICA is focusing its efforts on supporting the ICT sector in Rwanda, particularly in assisting the development of human resources to play a role in the ICT industry. At the center of those efforts is K-Lab, an incubation facility. In 2016, JICA also supported the establishment of Fab Lab, a co-working space equipped with a diverse range of 3D printers, cutting machines, and other tools that allow the younger generation to play an active part in realizing new ideas.
And I'm here learning with programmers for peace. It's a 2-week bootcamp. I've always had a passion in ICT, and right now it is a great opportunity for me to learn and to also contribute to the development of this country.
My dreams or my passion is to continue my career in IT, because like in 3 or 5 years I want to have my own company of cybersecurity. That's my dream, and I hope one day it will come true.
JICA has also agreed to work with the Rwandan government on an ICT innovation ecosystem strengthening project. In cooperation with a variety of partners, JICA will continue to support efforts to achieve the SDGs in Rwanda and throughout all of Africa. Achieving SDGs means creating a better future for ourselves. With Sophia University in Japan, JICA co-sponsored a symposium that welcomed Jeffrey Sachs, a university professor at Columbia University who is deeply involved in the formulation of the SDGs. The seminar was attended by 400 students and researchers who engaged in a vigorous discussion of what we can do to achieve a sustainable society.
Because they should say with their $100 billion, we don't need this, we give this for
These and other similar efforts to promote the SDGs are now being undertaken in a variety of ways around the world.
We can achieve a world where people are healthy, educated, and trusting in each other if everybody is given the chance of well-being and if we protect nature. And so I think the Sustainable Development Goals could create a world of peace and prosperity that it would be a wonderful world to live in. That's the kind of world we want to build for our children. Japan has solved many, many problems, and I think Japan can play a wonderful role in helping to lead the worldwide achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals.
Efforts are underway around the world to achieve the SDGs. The kind of society we achieve in 2030 will depend on the awareness and actions of everyone on the planet. To achieve the SDGs, JICA will utilize the experiences of Japan and of JICA itself, as well as all available knowledge and resources. JICA will promote innovative ideas and actions, partnering with a variety of stakeholders in order to transform our world for the better by 2030.